A fruit drink is made using 1.5 liters of apple juice and 450 milliliters of mango juice. Write the ratio apple juice is to mango juice in its simplest form. So ratio, first thing we need to understand is that all the values should be in same units. Here I have 1.5 liters and 450 milliliters. 1.5 liters, convert it into milliliters, you will get 1500 milliliters. So we have apple juice as 1500 and mango juice is 450 milliliters. Cancel both the zeros. We have 150 is to 45 and we need to write it in its simplest form. 150 and 45, they both are coming in 5 times table. So you divide by 5. 150 divided by 5 is 30 and 45 divided by 5 is 9. Again, both 30 and 9, they both are coming in 3 times table. So divide both of them by 3. So 30 divided by 3 is 10 and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now 10 and 3, this cannot be further simplified. So your final answer will be 10 is to 3. The ratio of apple juice to mango juice is 10 is to 3. Moving on to the B part here. 1 liter of fruit drink is shared between 3 cups. The amount in the cups is in the ratio 9 is to 6 is to 10. Calculate the number of milliliters in each cup. For this, what we need to do is 1 liter. 1 liter, we know it is 1000 milliliters. We can see that the answers should be in milliliters. So 1 liter is 1000 milliliter. What we have to do is add all the 3 ratios. 10 plus 9 is 19. 19 plus 6 is 25. 1000, that is the total amount that we have here, divided by the total ratio. 1000 divided by 25, which will give us 40. 40. Now, the ratios are 9, 6, and 10. Multiply this value, this number here, 40, multiply with all the 3. Multiply with all the 3 ratios. So 9 multiplied by 40, 6 multiplied by 40, and 10 multiplied by 40. 9 multiplied by 40 is 360. 6 multiplied by 40 is 240. And 10 multiplied by 40 is 400. So 360 ml, 240 ml, and 400 ml. In order to check whether the answers are correct, all of them should add up to give us 1000 ml. So 360 plus 240 plus 400 will give us 1000. This is just to verify whether the answer is correct. Moving on to the C part here. A shop buys bottles of the fruit drink for 3.20 each. It sells them at a profit of 15%. Calculate the selling price. So we know the formula, new value is equals to original value times multiplier. So here, original value, we know it is the cost price 3.20 times multiplier. In order to find out the multiplier, you just put 100 in the numerator and denominator. And if it's a profit, you add 15 profit of 15%. If it was a loss, then you subtract 15 from the numerator. That's how you find out the multiplier. Just put 100 in the numerator and denominator. If it's increase profit, you add. And if it is decrease loss, you subtract. 100 plus 15 is 115 over 100. Multiplier should always be written in decimals. 115 over 100 is 1.15. So we got the multiplier as 1.15. So just put this in calculator, new value will be, or the selling price will be 3.20 into 1.15, which will give us $3.68. So 3.68 will be the final answer. Now moving on to the next one here. The number of bottles of fruit drinks sold has grown exponentially at a constant rate of 2.5% per year. 5 years ago, the shop sold 16,620 bottles. Calculate the number of bottles sold this year. Exponentially, the term exponentially represents it's a compound interest and it's increasing. So the formula for compound interest, we know A is equals to P into 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. P is the initial amount or the investment, the starting amount here. 5 years before, it was 16,620 bottles. So 16,620 into 1 plus rate percentage is 2.5 over 100. This is after 5 years. So that means the number of years is 5. Again, just put this in calculator. 16,620 multiplied by 1 plus 2.5 over 100, the whole thing to the power of 5. This will give us 18,804. 18,804 bottles. That will be the answer for the D part. Now here, E, the bottles of juice are 18.5 centimeter tall. You can see 18.5 centimeter tall, correct to the nearest millimeter. So here the value is given in centimeter and it's given to the correct to the nearest millimeter. So change this millimeter to centimeter. 1 millimeter is 1 by 10, 1 by 10th of a centimeter, or we can just say 0.1 centimeter. So I can rewrite this question as the bottles of juice are 18.5 centimeter tall, correct to the nearest 0.1 centimeter. They are stored on shelves. The distance between the shelves is 23 centimeter, correct to the nearest centimeter. So here the units are the same, centimeter. Calculate the lower bound for the distance D. To find this distance D, from 23, we need to subtract 18.5. But here the question is not just calculate D, calculate the lower bound for the distance D. That is the question. So let's find out the upper bound and lower bound for both the numbers. 18.5 correct to the nearest 0.1 centimeter means how to find the upper bound and lower bound? Correct to the nearest 0.1 centimeter, 0.1 centimeter. Whatever the number here is, nearest to which number? Nearest to 0.1 centimeter. Take that number, 0.1 in this case, you divide by 2. Always, whatever the number here, you divide by 2. 0.1 divided by 2, we know that it is 0.05. Now, to get the upper bound, add 0.05 to 18.5. To get the lower bound, you subtract 0.05 to 18.5. So let's find out the upper bound. 18.5 plus 0.05, which will give us 18.55. Lower bound in this case, you subtract 0.05, you will get 18.45. Similarly, for 23 centimeters, given that it is to correct to the nearest centimeter, there was a number nearest 0.1 centimeter. So we took 0.1, we divided by 2, and then you add that number to 18.5 and subtract that number to 18.5 to get the upper and lower bound. Here, The number is not given. It's simply given nearest centimeter. Nearest, it's simply given to the nearest centimeter. That means by default it is 1. So take this number here to the nearest 1 centimeter. So 1 divide by 2. Whatever the number here, same like this. You divide by 2, you'll get 0.5. This 0.5, this number what we got here should be added with 23 to get the upper bound and should be subtracted with 23 to get the lower bound. So upper bound will be 23 plus 0.5, which is 23.5, and lower bound will be 23 minus 0.5, which is 22.5. Now the question was to find out the lower bound of the distance. So we know distance is, actually the distance is 23 minus 18.5. So to find out the lower bound, so if it is subtraction, then it is lower bound minus upper bound. Lower bound of the first value minus upper bound of the second value. Lower bound of 23 was 22.5 minus upper bound of 18.5. Upper bound of 18.5 is 18.55. Subtract them both. 22.5 minus 18.55, which will give us 3.95, and it's all in centimeters, so 3.95 centimeter will be the lower bound. So this was the first question from May, June 2024. I hope you have understood this. Next is question number 2 that I'll make another video. If you have any doubt, feel free to write it in the comment box. Thank you for watching.